Hi, welcome to Conversations with Mothers Raising Boys.
Why are boys so drawn to video games, I think is the first thing, because I think it's that so many video games are packed with stimulation, all around stimulation, and I think boys actually when they're playing a video game, it calms them because so much is being pushed upon them, which is what they need, and if you take that stuff away, it is relaxing for them. I think that you don't see that. I would hypothesize that if you have a girl, she's probably not as drawn to a video game as a boy.
Or at least not the same kind.
That's true in our house, big time.
I do allow DSs and a few online games that I regulate. And I kind of just, you know, if they want to do 15 minutes after school and then they have to put it away, a couple minutes after homework, it's pretty regulated. You know, it's all out on an airplane as long as you want. But it's pretty regulated, but I don't have a problem with it under my scenario, which feels pretty comfortable. Now, when they go to friends' houses, they do. But again, I've chosen. Oh God!
I don't even know what that is.
Halo is a rated mature game.
That's what I don't know.
See, I just tell my kids that if you go to another person's house, you are not allowed to play video games.
Part of what,
because I can't regulate it. There's that control thing.
Well, what happens is as they get older, and you would know more about this than I would. My almost 10-year-old, I'm giving him his wings. He's wearing his little wings, and he's growing up. And I'm not going to say no to play dates. And different homes have different rules, and I want him to obey those rules. And I don't monitor everything that goes on in other people's homes. I just trust that they're doing the best that they know how. And I think my kids have played Halo before and watched things I don't want them to watch, but then they come home and we talk about it.
Say regulated. My kids have a long bus ride to school, and they do bring their DS there. And I think that's perfectly fine. They'll play. Once they come home, they do their homework, and I'll give them a little bit of time. But they're not addicted. It's not a big thing.
Yeah.
We did get one of them the Wii Fit for Christmas, and we make that a family thing. In fact, on a rainy day, my husband we had Wii Fit competition. And we try and make something that's new in technology, still family oriented.
Nice.
So we all addicted. But is there a variation between the children? Is one more attached to it than another? Where you really have to regulate it more?
I think that they go in stages, and I think because I've seen
You're the
lots
most
of different
experienced
stages,
here.
I think, oh my gosh, when I had one, I would have been like, oh, don't touch it, no. But now I think, you know what, if maybe it's a new toy, and they've just gotten it, and that's everything they want to do for, I know, it's just a phase, and it's not going to stay.
I still remember being addicted to Pong.
And my 5-year-old girl is interested in the DS for maybe 2-3 minutes a month. And my 7-year-old boy, same thing. DS was fascinating when it first came out. Now it's kind of like whatever. So now he's totally into the Wii baseball. First it was hockey. Had to play the hockey. Had to play the hockey. Had to play the hockey. Now it's had to play the baseball. Had to play the baseball. Had to play. But it's okay to a certain point because he's moving, you know, and it's pretty darn clean. But he also gets what you're saying, the overstimulated. But it's good. But when we have to take it away, he's like, I need it, baseball. So I don't know if we figured that out yet. But on the other hand, it is a fabulous punishment when.
Oh, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's wonderful. It's like, you know, Calvin, you put that down and you'll lose the Wii tomorrow. It's down, Mom. You know, Kelly.
Alright, we have an Xbox, not an Xbox 360. We got it from my brother. Anyways, so we have all of the games, mature games, Halo, everything. He sent it to my son for his 3rd Christmas. And we were like, okay, we'll let you play like Shrek on it and whatever. Well, he got obsessed with it. He really did. He would play it non-stop if he could. And then and it was a great punishment when we would take it away. And then we chose to send him to Waldorf, and they gave us the book that said the damage that media, TV, video games can do to your kid. And we read the book, and now if I let him play it, which is very, very rarely, or watch TV, of course I feel guilt. because I know from this book that I shouldn't be doing it, and I unfortunately have used it as a babysitter, or when they're just...
Oh, who hasn't? Oh my gosh, oh my god, the TV. Sometimes it really helps.
Yeah, I don't really without it. But my feeling is that we see a real change in his personality when he plays video games. He becomes more mouthy, more aggressive.
I knew a family very well who they raised their children with no TV. They didn't have a TV. They did that intentionally. They had animals, and you know, they lived a very modern life in most ways, but they chose this particular lifestyle. I was just so intrigued. I didn't even have kids yet at that point, and they didn't even question it. They didn't care. They busy themselves all day. They never had a problem with it. I think they just got a TV when the kids were 8 or 9, and he said they hardly ever even ask for it now. They watch maybe an hour a week.
Right.
I was just amazed. So that's a good example of not having it. They didn't forbid the kids to watch it at other people's houses, but they just didn't have one in their house. So, and then on the flip side for me, as far as video games and TV goes, but video games in particular, we have the Wii and they each have a Nintendo, which I tried to hold off on getting video games as long as I could, but it's one of those things, you know, all the other kids have them and I just decided I can't pretend like they're not going to be exposed to this stuff. So I decided I'm going to allow it, but I'm going to manage it.
Right.
So what I do with my kids is we have like this barter system. So if you want to play Wii or whatever it is, you have to earn it. We do equal time of another activity, and I have a list. So it could be reading a book, drawing, you know, anything creative, or riding a bike or whatever. If you do that, you can get maybe equal time up to a certain point. You know, up to, within reason, of course. They're not going to play 3 hours of video game, but so, and in the end, after they play it for an hour, they don't even want to play their video game for an hour anyway.
Ooh, that's good.
It's not going to work. So they'll
I
play.
have a 6-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son, and the rules in our house are during the school year, Monday through Friday, there's no electronics, no TV, no handhelds, no computer games, no computer at all unless it's required by a project at school. And then starting Friday afternoon, as soon as I get home, it's unlimited until Sunday night. And so
Does that work well?
it works very well. At first, they like gorge themselves on Friday. I mean, if my son could like set up 3 or 4 TVs and play video games and watch TV at the same time and maybe listen to an iPod, he would do it. But they get tired of it quickly, and they also have a heavy sports schedule, so there's so much interruption that there's not usually a lot of time that they watch TV. Now, the summertime, there's not as much limitation, but again, they have summer camps and a heavy sports schedule, so it's still very limited. And so, you know, like tonight will be a heavy night because my husband's watching in front of the TV.
Oh yeah. When I'm making breakfast in the summer, I let them sit in the front of the TV for like 10 to 20 minutes while I can get breakfast ready. During the school year, nothing in the morning. Before bed, but after dinner, we'll watch a little something just to kind of break it up, kind of calm down a little. And as far as video games, we don't really, I mean, we have the Wii and the PlayStation, which my brother gave us. The PlayStation has been put away because I think that they were taking advantage and kept asking me all the time, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And so the Wii is when they ask for it, and on a very limited basis, and I regulate it. And we have just very fun and simple sports sort of games. And then internet is becoming increasingly more interesting to them, and so we'll pick a topic and we'll research it together and find information. Or we were really big into, we were big into looking into the Guinness Book of World Records and finding who the tallest person or the shortest person, and they are respectful of my needs as far as limiting, and yet we cooperate. So that's that. So okay, so what are we